Hi, this is Trey Passer, and welcome to my film review series, Volume 2. And as promised in my last week episode where I reviewed Little Caesar, I'm also reviewing another gangster flick from 1931. This is called The Public Enemy, of course, starring James Cagney. This is, I guess, the movie that kind of put him on the map and made him famous. Okay, and this movie, he plays a gangster. Well, he starts off he plays the character of Tom Powers. He starts off with his best friend Matt Doyle. They're best friends, and they start off as little kids back in 1909. I think it was around that time. Doing little penny ante stuff. Stealing little penny ante stuff, and they work for this local, I guess, I guess you call him a mob, local kind of a mob guy, and they work for him and they do little odd jobs and stuff. But Tom has a kind of a straight-laced brother named Mike who kind of who plays it straight now and tries to impart upon Tom about being about not taking the shortcut and doing things the right way and stuff. But of course, Tom's not interested in seeing that. He wants to get ahead and be a full-fledged gangster. Okay, so basically he ignores his brother. Okay, even though his brother tries to warn him, Mike tries to warn him to keep him on the straight and narrow. But him and his best friend Matt Doyle are determined to be gangsters. And as they grow older and become young adults, they get put up by their friend Putty. Putty knows the local gangster. He gets them to wants to do a crime for them. But of course they botch it. Specifically, Tom botches it when he gets frightened. Okay, and he kind of blows the caper, and somebody gets killed. Okay, and basically Putty runs away and goes on the lam and leaves them basically in the lurch. Okay, but then luckily they find another gangster, Patty Ryan, who basically shoots straight with them and tells them that he's going to be their friend and to stop doing this penny ante stuff, and we're going to graduate to the big time. And basically that's what they do. They team up with him, and they basically gradually build up and to become major players. And then a prohibition starts, and they really start to start to get in the money and start doing that. And they also work for a local gangster named Nails Nathan, who really takes them under their wing and gets them the big time, and they become real big time gangsters. And Tom, of course, his brother Mike is getting ready to go to the war at this time because World War I starts at this moment, and he gets ready to go. But before he leaves, he tries to impart upon to Tom again to try to run in the straight and narrow. He knows he's heard the rumors that Tom is running with the bad crowd. He tries to tell him not to do this, and of course, Tom is not, James Cagney's not, his character's not having it. Okay, but of course he gets slugged by his brother, and of course he moves out from where they live with their mother, and he's full-fledged into the gangster lifestyle and basically becomes the public enemy of the title. Okay, and this also has that famous grapefruit scene where Tom Powers and James Cagney squashes May, what's her name, May Clark, yeah, in the face with the grapefruit, and that's basically Tom is, that's played by James Cagney. He's really ruthless. I mean, more so than his friend Matt Doyle. He really wants to get ahead, and he doesn't care what he has to do to get ahead, and he's willing to do it. Okay, and there's a lot of I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie, but there's a lot of instances where he basically goes off half-cocked, so to speak, and does what he wants to do. Okay, and even against better advice from the the older gangster who tries to try to mentor him. He's kind of set in his ways, and he wants to do what he wants to do, and he doesn't care about the consequences. Okay, and again, James Cagney was really, really good in this movie. He was just like a force, and he was always doing this, which always made me laugh. He was always, I guess this was his little thing, and giving the little punch. Then of course is the character that was his mother. She always tried to see the best in him, and try to keep the peace between the two brothers, even though, like I said, one was on a straight and narrow, and Mike was on a straight and narrow, and Tom was like a gangster. He was the gangster, and she's always tried to keep the peace between them. But they always, and they show you several instances of them, butting heads. And like I said, Also, since this wasn't, this is before the code, the film code came out. You know, like I said, they showed instances of violence and stuff, and other things that they normally probably wouldn't show. And also, Jean Harlow was in this movie as well. She played one of these malls that took a liking to Tommy and stuff. And like I said, it's a really good movie. It's like 84 minutes, and like I said, it shows James Cagney. He's, like I said, he's strutting around and being a gangster, and he's really good in this movie. And like I said, the character who plays his brother, or the character of his brother Mike, is kind of one note in a way. He's kind of, you know, he's straight and narrow, and he doesn't, you know, he wants to see Tom. He wants Tom to be better than he is. But you know, like I said, James Cagney's character of Tom is not having it. He wants to be a gangster, and he loves the lifestyle, loves the money, and he doesn't care about anything who he has to step on to get where he has to go. Okay, and like I said, there's a lot of instances in this movie without spoiling it that show you exactly, you know, how ruthless Tom Powers is. Okay, and like I said, this is a really good movie. I would give this movie a 7.5. Okay, James Cagney was, like I said, he made the movie. Like I said, he was that, you know, he had that screen presence, and he was very, very good. And the actor also played Matt was good too as well, who was his best friend, who, you know, went along with him and stuff, you know, and their rise up, you know, in the gangster world until they literally became the public enemy. Okay, and the ending is memorable. That's all I'm going to say without spoiling it. Okay, so again, I give it a 7.5. Really good, and I can see why this movie made James Cagney a star. He you know, he had that charisma, and you know, and the attitude, and it shows in his performance. Okay, now since that's the second movie in this in this 4-disc set of the Ultimate Gangster Collection, the movie that I'll be reviewing next week will be a movie with Humphrey Bogart. Okay, it'll be called The Petrified Forest. It came out in 1936, and a brief description of it, according to the back of this, is a rundown diner bakes in the Arizona heat. Inside, a fugitive killer, Duke Mattei, Humphrey Bogart, in a star-making performance, sweats out a manhunt holding a disillusioned writer, a young artist, and others hostage. That sounds very good. I'm looking forward to watching that. Okay, so that'll be what I'll be reviewing next week, The Petrified Forest. Okay, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of The Public Enemy. Do you want to see that? Have you seen it? Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.